Some builds are stationary, like this one. And this one. Did you take my stapler? And I'm pretty sure a number 2 pencil falls into the category of stationary as well. And of course, if you have a big pencil, you're going to need a big pencil sharpener. This one's not quite big enough to sharpen that pencil, but it's pretty good size. And it probably falls into the category of stationary as well, as long as it's not fastened down. I want to show you all about all of these vehicles, and let's start with a pencil sharpener. There it is, everything revealed. You can see the protection blocks out front. They go out as far as I can. And the wheels are in kind of the support pieces are kind of a cross piece there. That allows this to be collision off, which allows the base of the pencil sharpener to look like it runs right on the water. You can see right along here, that's about the water level. But having it collision off allows me to bump over rocks and stuff, and to get things to go between the wheels and not actually run into the base and like high center on it. Of course, the counterweight down here is collision off as well. The handle in the back here is just ran by an old wheel, and I could probably just unanchor everything except for one piece and show you how that turns on there. No big deal there. Let's see, I think, yeah, this is all just solid, so I didn't even put a hinge or anything on this. Doesn't really need one. When it's spinning around, because I did the blocks that made it look kind of sharp like that, it almost looks like it's spinning anyway, just from the way the light kind of reflects off of it. Of course, it has jets. You can see a couple of them right there. There's one of them right there. It also has thrusters. You can see one of them poking out right there. And of course, the forward-firing thrusters on this thing, there's one of them inside here somewhere that is pointed sort of up at a 45. No, it's probably not 45. It's probably a 30-degree angle. And then the back one is pointed down at a 30-degree angle. And that helps it to go actually forward and be controllable. So yeah, that works pretty good. I use TFGH. You can see that they're all front wheels, and there's no doubled up wheels on this one. The candy cane wheels are generally kind of fast enough for me at 50 wheel speed, and of course they are in fact 50 wheel speed. That's about it for that one. Let's jump to a different one. Going in reverse order, here is the Ticonderoga number 2 pencil, and the chair sits in there like so. There's a few additional chairs in here. All of this yellow part of the pencil is all collision off, and the only thing that's collision on is this little chunk right here that I can get in like that. It has protection blocks out in front of it, and they go way up into the sky. Let me see here. How far up do they go? Let me just reveal the whole thing, and there we go. So you can see they go way up here. So this is a jet thruster powered thing. It has no wheels on it, obviously. This is actually the piece that it rides on when it falls over, and when it does fall over, it does just sort of fall right down and lands right on that piece right there. There's no big massive counterweight or anything under this. Oh, that's just a plastic piece there. There you can see it. So there's no big counterweight on this thing, but that gold bar right there does have a little bit of weight to it that tends to offset everything else. And this back end of this thing is collision off, or rather collision on. Aside from this over here, that's all collision off. That's because it's already resting on this piece right here anyway, so this can be collision on. It also helps to have that collision on because as I'm flying, I'm up at an angle like this, so I'm actually hitting the eraser quite a bit, and it's nice to have something to bump on there. So of course it just flies along nice and flat because there's no wheels on it, which is a lot better than some of my vehicles. Well, most of them actually that have wheels. The wheels make them fly funny when you're using the jet, and the thrusters are just right there, and they have a little bit of an upward lift on the front end, and you can just sort of turn the jet on as brakes. I use the jets as brakes all the time. The jets are a little slow, but they work great as a brake. And let me go ahead and get my treasure, and I'll show you the next one. Continuing with the reverse order, here is the stapler. And yes, it is red, and it's probably a swing line based on the little thingy up here. Although I didn't feel like spelling out the whole word. It does have a little graphics here to represent the two different settings for the staplers, curved in or curved out. This is the little piece here that helps to hold the thing together, and it doesn't actually, it's just a button for looks. Big counterweight underneath it, big protection blocks out in front. Those are of course all plastic. Just because they're blue doesn't mean it's not. Lots of wheels on this guy, so I'm not sure why I went overkill on the wheels, but they fit on there, so why not? Again, they're the candy cane wheels. They are all the front wheels, so they can all turn, and the downward firing thruster right there. Jets as usual. There's the thrusters inside here for the forwards, and here's another one down here that helps it balance for that forward thrust. So there's quite a few in here. I see that. I wasn't even aware that I had so many. You can see I chose different angles for this one. Now, it's been probably about a year since I built this vehicle. I was working on that darn pencil sharpener, and I really had motivation problems. I wasn't kidding about that. Hard time building a pencil sharpener, but eventually it got done. And let me show you about the last vehicle. Of course, it is a paperclip, as stationary sort of thing that it would be there. It's doubled up wheels. So I've used the regular wheels on this one, doubled them for more speed. This one, aside from the pencil, is probably the fastest one. Doubling up these wheels does make it go faster than the candy cane wheels at 50 wheel speed. You do get 100 wheel speed out of this, equivalent for these wheels for their outside diameter, and that works really well. I've done quite a few wheels on that, which just helps with basically backup. And of course, it's got jets and thrusters all over it. Putting more jets on is always a good thing. The only bad thing about it is that they do weigh something. So when you're putting jets up in the air, you have to kind of be a little bit cautious not to put too many of them too far up in the air, because they do have a weight to them. This little block right here, don't remember exactly why that was there. I think that's my anti-tip. Yeah, that one's collision on. So that is my anti-tip block. And it kind of just has a centered thing on this one. I almost always put them off center so that it tips over sideways, but because of the way this one's built, all I need to do is just kind of tilt it just a little bit and it'll flip right back over there again. Because it's a narrow, long vehicle, just the geometry of the thing just makes that work just fine. There's protection blocks out in front. And that's pretty much it. This was the last vehicle that I started on and finished it within probably 2 hours or something. It didn't really take very long to make this. Trying to figure out how to do the curves and to get the size to look right was more difficult than like anything else about it. It really didn't slow me down too much. It was kind of fun. Basically just made 2 tube style circles and then just move them around, and that was pretty much it. Extended them where they needed to be extended, and it was a nice easy build, and it does run very well. It controls really nicely. The longer wheelbase, getting a little more space between the wheels, allows it to turn just a little bit better. And actually having the 4 axles on here, it keeps a little bit of traction on the ground, so that as you're spinning around, it kind of helps to stop it from overspinning, which is pretty good. It feels comfortable. It's a good drive sort of thing to do. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and love to see you in the game. Have a good one, and happy 2025. This is my first video for this year, and I've been really sick lately, and just a nasty cold, but did not feel like doing a bunch of recording stuff. So here I am back in action, and I am behind again on recording stuff. I've never really got caught up in the first place, but I'm going to go to the treasure again, and then I'm going to go back to a public server and see some more of you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.